What's poppin', y'all? Welcome back to the PB the Plug channel. Today's video is a video I know all of y'all saw the title and the headline and y'all loving this video. Today we are reacting to a mock draft for the 2024 NBA draft. Anytime we can talk about the draft, college basketball prospects, anybody that's coming in the league, y'all know I love it. I know y'all love to hear me talk about it, so I'm excited for this video. Before we dive in, though, I just want to remind everybody, make sure you hit that like button for me. And if you're new and you enjoy this type of content, make sure you subscribe. I don't want to waste no more time. Let's dive in. So here we go. The first overall pick is going to the Detroit Pistons. They got the Pistons projected with the #1 pick. I think that's fair. At this point, when teams are this bad, I think we do just need to just give them the first pick. Just help them out. They're getting Alexandre Sarr. Alexandre Sarr, the brother of Olivier Sarr, who played with the Thunder and also with the Kentucky. If you feel the familiarity with the last name Sarr. I'm not mad at this so far. There's still a lot of basketball to be played, whether it's in the G League, whether it's in college basketball, international play. This first overall pick is going to be open. I don't think that there's going to be a concrete consensus #1 pick like we've seen over the last few years. Last year, obviously, you had Vic. Before that, it was Paolo and Chet. This is kind of a lot more wide open. I think this is for anybody's taken. Right now, at this particular time, I think all of these prospects should lock in and know that, this could be I could be that #1 pick. So right now, though, I'm not mad at Sarr. I think he's a versatile front court player that's incredibly rangy, almost reminiscent of an Evan Mobley, which they have previous pick. They have a school. Their comparison is Jaren Jackson. Sarr flashes at both ends, has created visions of a 7'1" power forward / center who has a switchability, rim protector, and three-point threat, capable of driving past, closeout, and scoring with touch in the key. That's what the upside is for me as well. I love the fact that you'll see a little bit of the offensive flashes. It's something that has to be obviously put together and complete. But I'm a bigger believer in his offensive capabilities than a guy like Evan Mobley, or even a little bit more than Jaren Jackson. I think Jaren Jackson is a guy that'll shoot it better, but I've definitely seen Sarr be able to put it on the floor and use his length to attack defenses and get dunks and get to the line. So as of right now, I'm not mad at Sarr being #1. #2, damn. Never in a million years that I think that Topic would be this high. But Nikola Topic, so we have a Nikola Jokic. We have a Nikola Jovic, and now we have a Nikola Topic. Yes, Spurs, Topic, their comparison to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, that is a little rich. That is a little rich for me. Potentially the youngest 2024 draft prospect, Topic leads the Adriatic League in assists and ranks second in scoring. Questions over his athleticism aren't settling off alarms thanks to his 6'6" size, a 6.2%. That I can see I guess they're comparing it because, yes, he does score the basketball near the rim really, 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 really well. He is crafty, incredible passer, but jump shot is not all the way there yet. And I don't think the athleticism or whatever you want to call the handle is like Shai. You know what I'm saying? It's there, but Shai is a strong comparison. Man, is a strong comparison. I like Halliburton. I like Halliburton a little bit. Again, don't know if he shoots the ball as well. But yeah, this is exciting. This is why I like this class. Like the top is open. Topic, I don't think I've seen him this high yet. He's demonstrated a special knack for beating defenders with timely moves, change of speed, surprise bursts, and low ball handling moves. And he's an outstanding off the dribble with his vision, passing field, and finishing craft. Topic would have a stronger first pick case if he was shooting better from deep, but he still hit 17 threes in 12 games. And historically, he's always been capable from behind the arc and over 80%. Yeah, we'll just have to see and monitor that as it continues to go. But that was definitely surprising. Isaiah Collier, stock status, steady. What did they have? Yeah, okay, steady. Oh, I thought this would be a rising guy. Steady? That's the first time I've seen him at #2. What was his previous pick? Previous mock was 2. Wow. Okay. Pro comparison, Baron Davis. He is a bigger, stockier guy. I don't know if he's as athletic. But this is also with the Wizards. Definitely need some guard play out there in DC. The biggest draw to Isaiah Collier right now is his shifty ball handling and his strength for attacking and finishing at the rim, along with his ability to create shots for his teammates. These are aspects of his games that seem to be translatable, given his NBA positional tools, burst, and how his passing transitionally carries over. Washington should feel like it can bank on Collier for rim pressure and playmaking at the least. He's also shot well pretty early, yes. Both off the catch and with his mid-range pull-up, my favorite part that I've seen so far. His jump shot still isn't highly convincing, however, given the low volume attempts and a borderline set shot that doesn't seem super conducive for consistent long-range shooting. I'm not mad at this one. I think I would reach a little bit higher if I was the Wizards. This is a spot where I would probably look at Jacoby Walter. I'm not even gonna lie, like just a guy who can score the basketball, high upside. I'm even probably looking at Matas. Upside. If I'm picking at 3. Zachary Richardson, a guy that I like a lot. But he's been up and down over the last year or so with some. He's playing at a high level right now, but over the summer it was a little disappointing. So we're going to see pro comparison. Harrison Barnes, I can see that a little bit. I think he has a little bit more. But if he can get the consistency of Harrison Barnes, then I think he'd be real nice. He reminds me a little bit of Franz. I'm not going to lie. He has a little bit of Franz to his game. And a class that's missing convincing all-star prospects, Zachary Richardson is building a case around a high floor. He's been on a heater over the past month, I'm telling you, raising his three-point mark to 45% between LNB Pro A and Euro Cup. It's illuminated some exciting shot-making ability to complement his 6'8" size, explosiveness, open floor ball handling, and defensive versatility. Everything that you just read right there sounds like Franz Wagner. And they have him going 4th to the Grizzlies. This would be a nice pickup for the Grizzlies. He fits the Grizzlies really, really well. Working with Ja and Desmond Bane and the defensive versatility with Jaren Jackson would be nice. They got Matas going to the Trailblazers. They have Matas compared to Franz Wagner. Back from an ankle injury, Matas showcases jumbo guard skills and athleticism in 2 games for Ignite with open floor ball handling, fluid slashing, above the rim finishing, and defensive contests. He's mixed 6 of the first 7 threes, but shooting is the concern for Bruzelis. He's a comfortable 3-level shot maker with range, though his upside pops most when created into smooth drives and mid-range jumpers or fallaways. He isn't tight enough with the ball yet to consistently get to his spots and half court. He's looked vulnerable when pressured. A stronger frame and tighter handle would eventually help a 19-year-old. Scouts could think Bruzelis could eventually achieve both. I like Matas. It's a nice little range for him. It's a nice range. I think Portland will be a nice spot for him. The Bulls, Ron Holland. I don't know if I like this one for Chicago. Back on track after a brief slump in November, Ron Holland's averaged 23 points and 53% from the field. He seemingly activated a different level of focus with determination to attack defenders and cut down on turnovers. That's my main thing. Defensively, there's some upside and versatility there. There's some motor, but I don't think the Bulls at this point need that. I think the Bulls need some guys that they can see go into being vital parts. You know, with the way Patrick Williams is and trying to get more out of him. 6'6" energy guy, Sean Marion comparison. At this point, his 23% 3-point percent and 57 free throw and decision making raised the most play. That's not a guy that the Bulls need. I just haven't seen the offensive package for Ron Holland, and I'm not a guy that is using a top 10 pick on energy. Not with the current team that I have. The Bulls don't have a pick to use for energy. You know what I mean? They need somebody that can score the basketball and help fit into what they got going on. I don't know if Ron Holland is that guy. Stephon Castle, I would be more prone against Stephon Castle. I still haven't seen Jacoby Walter. If Jacoby Walter or Stephon Castle was on a board for the Bulls, they'd be foolish to pass on those guys for Ron Holland. They compared him to Jimmy Butler. I like that comparison a lot. I haven't heard that one, but now that they say it, I can see where that's coming from. Stephon Castle returned from a knee injury against North Carolina was mostly uneventful. Scouts are just pleased he's back in the lineup, given the draft's need for more star power for sure. Scouts figure to be patient with the freshman, given the missed time. Connecticut's depth and long-time appeal of a 6'6" point wing and strong versatile defender. Concerns may pop up around his three-point shooting and lack of explosion for creating separation. However, Castle plays at his own slower pace that allows him to control. Yes, when you read that, you hear Jimmy Butler. I'm used to seeing him as a point guard and controlling the rock. Jimmy Butler kind of is like a point forward as well. I want to see the defensive upside during this college season because, you know, that's where Jimmy Butler's claim to fame came from. But this is one of my favorite guys in this entire draft class. I love Stephon Castle. Definitely plays at his own pace. a real skillful basketball player. Is he ever going to be lights out from three? I don't think so, but I don't think he's going to be a guy that needs to. And I think he's going to be a guy that can shoot average enough to keep teams on point, and he's going to attack and get to where he wants to get to because he has those guard skills. Jacoby Walter, finally at 8. I think this is too low. No way you watching college basketball and you got this guy anything beyond 5. And I think that's a stretch. He would be in my top 3, top 4 right now. They have him going to the Utah Jazz. This would be a stellar pickup. Comparison KCP, I think that's his floor. I think that's a floor comparison. Though Jacoby Walker has been streaky this season, age, physical tools, obvious shot-making skill, and a weak lottery will earn him a pass. Limited creativity has been the biggest problem that's led to difficult shots and no translatable playmaking. 7 assists, 8 games, still at 6'5" with a strong frame, deep range, a runner, floater, and the ability to shoot off movement. He should have the right skill set and body for 3-level off-ball scoring. That's a premium in today's game. That's a premium. You know what I'm saying? That's a premium. You look at a guy like Desmond Bane, it's a steady thing. So, yeah, he's probably not showing things at Baylor, but I think because of how much of a shooter he is, how much of a scorer he can be, I think all of the rest of this shit, it'll find itself. I have that confidence in him. Portland Trailblazers, Cody Williams, which is the brother of Jalen Williams. They have his comparison as Jeremy Grant. I think that is a nice comparison. They have the Portland Trailblazers getting him. I think he would fit right into that, right? You trade Jeremy Grant and you bring in Cody Williams. And is that 2 picks for them? Because they had Portland also getting Matas. Portland being able to get Matas and Cody Williams via the Warriors would be nice. Despite performances at the Nike Hoop Summit, McDonald's All-American Week World Cup that pointed Cody Williams as a raw and polished, he's averaging 14 on 62% shooting. Even without any advanced creation or a high upside or high usage jumper, he's scoring efficiently mostly by optimizing his positional height for separating and using footwork and touch around the paint. Sounds like Jeremy Grant to me. San Antonio Spurs, second pick, Ryan Dunn, probably the best defensive player in this draft so far. This dude is a lottery pick just off defense, man. This dude is a monster on defense. They compare him to Herb Jones. Ryan Dunn is making defensive plays at a rate we've never seen. And at a 6'8" with elite level explosion and foot speed, scouts are seeing translatable defensive playmaking and court coverage. The question is how high can it push him up on board since he's 4 of 19 from 3 and hasn't demonstrated any real handle, creation, or passing. In the mid-first round, however, there aren't a lot of prospects who offer certainty, and Dunn does this with his defensive versatility. I can see this. I can definitely see this, and this is a guy that I think, the Spurs would come in and try to help him find his offensive footing. But I like Ryan Dunn a lot, and I think the Herb Jones comparison is really, really well. Rob Dillingham to the Hawks. Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, Bogdanovich, Kobe Buffkin, and you're bringing in Rob Dillingham. 7 guards. Don't get that one. Comparison, Bones Highland. I see a little bit more of Darius Garland. Rob Dillingham has surprised scouts with his approach and willingness to move the ball, averaging 5.4 assists to 1.6 turnovers. He sold himself so far as a point guard rather than an undisguised scoring combo, what I thought he was at first, which is why I would think that the Bones Highland comparison would change a little bit now that we've seen that he's running the offense and being more of a point guard. It's very reminiscent of Darius Garland, the threes, the crossover, the handle, the pick and roll. Like, I'm just saying, for the most part, he's picked the right times to showcase his self-creation and off-the-dribble shot making, and he's also off to a scorching start from 3. 16 of 32, hitting both pull-ups and rhythm spot-ups. Scouts will be eager to see how he measures, Oklahoma City Thunder. Terrence Shannon is a lottery pick? Shit. OKC getting a lefty Terrence Shannon. Wow, he should have been he's been projected to be drafted over the last 3 years, and he just kept going back to school. So I guess it's proven. Look, previous mock spot 51. So the last couple games, and I know they just had a big win, that moved him up this far? I don't know. 23, 6'6". Terrence Shannon moved the needle on his draft stack against Rutgers with 33 points to highlight his blazing burst with the ball. While his rim pressure has always been well documented, he showed more ability to slow down and create with this deceleration and body control to use his gravity to help draw and find teammates. So far, he's also making 44.8% of his pull-ups and 38.7% of his catch and shoot chances. Even if his shooting comes and goes, teams should still see a pro and worthwhile first-round bet. This is rich for me. I didn't see that over a guy like Clennigan or Klingon. I'm gonna say Clennigan. I believe it's Donovan Clennigan. That's how I pronounce it. He is. I'm taking him over fucking Terrence Shannon. The Thunder got 2 picks again. Damn. They gonna have 2 picks for my kid. Gonna be a fucking 28-year-old. They gonna have 2 picks still. Pro comparison: Walker Kessler, signed, still delivered. That's right on the money, baby. When you watch him and you see some of the stuff, Walker Kessler pops right in your mind. This would be a phenomenal pickup for the OKC Thunder. Strong, physical, rim protection, out of the and he looked uncomfortable getting out to challenge Hunter Dickinson 3-ball. Definitely slow. He's slow as hell, but that comes with it. They understand that. But having him and you also have Chet, they're going to give them extreme versatile. Trevon Brazile. I would definitely have taken Trevon Brazile over Terrence Shannon. Via the Nets, Houston Rockets, he would fit the Rockets like a glove. No comparison. No comparison for Trevon Brazile. Trevon Brazile, 1911, in a win over Duke, highlighted the shot making. He was letting that thing fly from 3-ball. Are easy to fit pitcher into the NBA floor. His soft, high arcing 3-point shot stroke has become very convincing. When they say soft, that's on the money. I'm mad they don't have a comparison for him. But yeah, I would expect him to be a little bit higher. Kevin McCullough Jr. From Kansas. Again, no comparison for him. Is it only lottery picks that have comparison? Okay, no. He's going to be a nice guy that can go to, yes, Pelicans. A playoff team, 3-and-D wing, knows how to play basketball, plug him in, Hami Haquez type of situation. Maybe not as good as Hami, or not the same player, but like the older players that you can plug into a playoff caliber team and they can impact right away, which they've done. They had Jordan Hawkins who came in and did that. Kevin McCullough can do the same thing. That's real good. He's been on fire to start the season. His aggression has led to more finishing and playmaking. He's averaging 18 and 5. He's creating opportunities within Kansas offense, extra ball screens or isolation, currently generating 1.5 points per possession out of spot ups and consistently making himself available for cuts. High IQ goes a long way for older players who are ready to play at the NBA. Carlton Carrington, one of the most exciting freshmen that we've seen at Pitt. His comparison is Tyrese Maxey. Carlton has cooled off, and now scouts are starting to question which aspects of his hot start were legitimate. The combination of 6'5" size, playmaking, and shot-making versatility remain appealing. He's still making high-level deliveries off live dribbles, and despite the fact his jumper isn't falling at the same rate as earlier, he's looked comfortable from deep, pulling up and stepping back. I'm buying in. And this is a team, he's going to the Cavs. I'm buying in. I'm buying into this. Yes. Reed Sheppard. Whoa, shit. Reed Sheppard, baby. Reed Sheppard, no comparison. No player is generating more conversation and debate within scouting circles than Reed Sheppard. That is accurate. Despite Kentucky's loss to Miami, he added another gem to his early season reel with 26 points, 9 boards, and 6 assists. He's now third in the NCAA in blocks plus minus, consistently making positive plays while converting 63% of his twos, 61% of his threes, totaling 31 assists to 7 turnovers, and registering enormous defensive playmaking. Reed Sheppard has definitely by far been the biggest surprise in probably college basketball, other than the rookie at Harvard. I forget his name, CJ. But he's higher than Justin Edwards or DJ Wagner. You know what I mean? Like, this is the second Kentucky player, and we're already, past the lottery. Kyle Filipowski, no comparison for him. They got him going 18 to the Suns. That's not a bad place to be or a bad place to fall. The big question with Filipowski asks whether his perimeter game can translate, which is what can I've said that since day one. My homie Combo hit me up like, man, what you think of Kyle Filipowski? If the jumper can consistently fall, it'll change the entire dynamic of him. He's like a poor man's Larry Marketing if the shot is falling. The Knicks, Khalil Ware, Mitchell Robinson that can shoot and be a little bit more aggressive offensively. Sign me up for it. Comparison, Jared Allen averaging 17 and 9. Khalil Ware has handled almost every opposing front court, giving them problems with his verticality, post-game, and touch. He did struggle offensively in his only real test against Connecticut. 280 Donovan Clennigan, who helped raise the importance that Ware continues to develop his shooting range to combat the stronger interior-based centers. But as long as he doesn't drift during conference play, Ware's combination of finishing, shot blocking tools, and shot making skills should prevent him from falling outside of the top 20. Atlanta Hawks, Dalton Nett. He's been shooting the fucking leather off of the basketball. I got to figure out how to pronounce his last name because I don't want to be butchering nobody's last name. 37 points against North Carolina. Jakob. They've already started to brainstorm about a pro comparison for the 6'6", 40% three-point shooter who's also showcased some extra wiggle attacking the basket and explosion in the open floor. There may be some questions about how much of his scoring will translate to the next level. But when you look at guys like Kevin Huerter, though Kevin Huerter was a freshman, he's a senior. But with the shooting and the size, I still see an NBA player there. Shooting is a premium, man. It's just a premium. AJ Mitchell. Let's go, AJ Mitchell. Get yourself in the first round buzz. Indiana Pacers, another guard though. Shit, how many guards these dudes gonna get? Averaging 23 and 4 on 72% true shooting. AJ Mitchell has been getting to his spots, finishing with signature craft, touch, and using his gravity to set up teammates. The NBA is seeing many more point guards succeed without athletic advantages for scouts to write off as shifty ball handlers. Scouts will want to see Mitchell continue creating and officially converting inside the arc against more credible opponents. And his 5 of 10 start from 3 is still small for a career of 30% three-point shooter. But Mitchell is currently carving up defense. Yes, he's been that way for a while now, man. His whole career as a freshman, he was doing this. So I'm happy to see him be this high. Pelicans, Bobby Klintman. Wish Bobby would have stayed at Wake Forest, but here we are. Pro comparison, DeAndre Hunter. Wow, that's intriguing. Bobby Klintman's minutes and production have fluctuated lately, though the highlights still outweigh the inconsistency and keep the 6'8" forward in the first round discussion. The flashes of open floor ball handling, my favorite part of the game, and passing, shooting, drives into the runners, and athletic finishing create appealing potential versatility from both forward spots. While he looked more like a stretch four at Wake Forest, Klintman has done a better job selling himself as this year as a Swiss Army knife combo. Yes, I'm buying into him as a stretch four. He shot the ball really well at Wake Forest. Wow. New York Knicks, Caleb Foster. Caleb Foster getting first round hype. Okay. No comparison. Tyrese Proctor's injury could open the door for Caleb Foster to receive more creation and reps and ball screens with just an 18.7% usage. The freshman has given Duke an efficient source of bench offense in the form of rim pressure and three-level shot making. He hasn't been able to showcase any playmaking, though he have a chance now if Proctor misses extended time. I'm surprised by this. I've seen Duke. I've seen Caleb Foster. I just haven't seen enough to where I would have said first round. This is nice, though. Philadelphia, Tyrese Proctor. A guy who some guys in my chat on stream told me that this dude was a top 10, top 5 pick. I said, you got to be shitting me. Again, it's just projections. He can turn up and definitely move up, but I didn't believe he's a top 5 pick, and I still don't. Tyrese Proctor has made some margin improvement this year, mostly with his finishing off drives and playmaking IQ. Underwhelming offensive game and highly scouted matchups against Arkansas, Michigan State, and Arizona have mostly casted a cloud over his better 2-point percentage and assist-to-turnover ratio. The bar was also higher coming into the season as a sophomore, so it's been difficult to get too excited about his 10 points, 5 dimes on 32% shooting from deep. I think Tyrese Proctor is a good guard. I like his game, obviously has the size, but I agree. As a sophomore coming to the season, there was real hype for him to be a lot more better. And there's still a lot of basketball left. And sometimes guys fit the pro game better than the college basketball game. So it's going to be interesting to see what he does, but I think this should be a season where he leaves regardless. And if he does fall and go low, he may find a more better situation for him than being a guy thrown into the fire. He may be better coming off the bench for a Denver Nugget team or who is this, the Philadelphia 76ers, than being a lottery pick going somewhere who's going to need him instantly. DJ Wagner going to the Nuggets. Damn, no comparison. After a forgettable game and a highly scouted matchup against Kansas, DJ bounced back following to combine for 50 points and wins over Marshall and St. Joe's. An ankle injury suffered against Miami came in an unfortunate time, though it's not expected to keep the freshman out. I think this is fair. This is the range where I see DJ, and I've seen him. You know, he's a guy who's like, he's smaller at 6'3", 6'4". They're being generous. He might be even 6'2". He's not a real point guard. He's a scoring guard, kind of like his dad. His dad was a 6'2" bucket. That's always a hard fitting to figure out. This is like Colin Sexton-ish realm. I think he's going to be a guy that can come off somebody's bench and really fill it up, though. Nuggets know how to develop guys. That would be an intriguing fit. The Pacers would be a nice fit as well. The Pacers' second pick is Baba Miller from Florida State. No comparison for him. Long rangey guy with a lot of defensive versatility. To probably want to say they haven't seen enough offensively. With the idea of a potential breakout coming after Baba's promising World Cup, the lack of offense and aggression could be seen as a turnoff. But there has been clear signs of progression and elevated confidence, and Florida State's production is historically spread out. That's a fact. Patrick Williams' numbers wasn't crazy. Jonathan Isaac numbers wasn't crazy. Devin Vassell, I did like his numbers, but they weren't crazy. Shooting 42% from deep, Miller has already made more threes in 7 games than he hit in 15 last year. With his long strides and fluidity at 6'11", he's been effective attacking and finishing an open floor, and his length and defensive activity has translated to 1.6 steals and 1.3 blocks in 23 minutes. That's the upside. Shooting the threes, long rangey, steals, blocks. That's what the NBA is looking for right now. Jonathan Isaac type of shit. Orlando Magic, Justin Edwards. No comp for him either. Justin Edwards is giving Kentucky an efficient play finisher, driving threat, and capable spot-up shooter. Scouts are still trying to determine what he'll give an NBA team. I think Justin Edwards could be that player for Kentucky that kind of falls out of the – there's always that player. You know, a really good freshman team, star-studded, a lot of different names. You've seen it be Trey Lyles. You've seen it be James Young. You've seen it be a bunch of different guys. For this particular team, it may be Justin Edwards. That's really hard to find his footing and really be him with all of these other guys, and I think that's why they're going to have him so low. He was a guy that people thought potentially could be a lottery pick at the beginning of the season, a top 10 pick, and to see him at 27, he's kind of showing me that he'll be the guy that kind of gets the lower end of the stick there. Tristan D. Silva, he could shoot the rock at a premium size. Steady stock status. 6'9", 220. Scouts may question how Tristan DeSilva's 2-point scoring can translate, and his shooting remains highly convincing. The 6'9" forward is a 45% from 3 and 84% from the free throw line. He may struggle to blow by or separate around the basket, but he remains a threat to make shots out of the post. This could also be a George Niang type of guy on a playoff team. Milwaukee Bucks, this would be nice for them. Another floor spacer around Giannis and Dame. So, boom. Celtics, Adeem Bona. No comparison. Rim protector, energy guy. Bonus scoring rate is up this year, most likely because he's more polished and command playing with his back to the basket. NBA teams will only be banking on his athleticism, playfism, and shot blocking. The question is, can he create enough of a defensive impact and rim protection at 6'10" with fouling issues to offset his lack of creating, shooting, or passing? And the last one that we'll touch upon is Tajane Salon. He just had an incredible performance the other day. He's been struggling in Pro A at 18 with an exciting mix of size, athleticism, and shot making. NBA teams will put more stock into flashes than consistency overall production, and he delivered some serious flashes on Tuesday with 5 3-point makes and 24 points. He's still more of an idea at this point, but at 30 with the Minnesota Timberwolves and the upside, and he's 18 at 20. Man, love it. I'll scroll through the second round just to see Knicks Tyler Smith. I'm buying into that. Tyler Smith, woo! Tyler Smith should be a first-round pick, man. Also to the Pistons, he'd be better with a playoff team. Polar has been shooting the rock real good for Miami. Keelan Boswell out of Arizona. Bucks get Missy, who's like a Clint Capella-ish type guy. The Boston Celtics, Almansa. He's really, really, really solid. I'm surprised to see him getting second-round buzz. You got KJ Lewis. Trey Alexander to the Knicks. Another good guard. Okay, Hunter Salas transferring from Gonzaga to Wake Forest with the Clippers. Yeah, so a lot of the guys that are probably going to be all over the place a little bit. Very, very surprised to see Melvin Ajanka this low. He's a really good 3-and-D prospect. Alex Carabin from Connecticut. I'd like to see him on draft boards. You got Tyler Kolak. He's been on fire. Ade Mara to the Houston Rockets at 44, a guy that people was thinking potentially could be in play for number 1 pick to start the season. Inconsistent minutes, though. Judah Mintz, bucket. Trenton Flowers, I wish he would have went to Louisville. Aaron Bradshaw, got to see more of him on the floor. Riley Kugel, a guy that, again, lottery pick that people thought for Florida as an athletic sophomore. Dylan Jones out of Weber State. Shout out to Damian Lillard. Reese Beckman, a real solid Virginia player. Avizic to the Mavs. Oh, no, to the Celtics. Zach Edey. Cleveland transferring from Florida State. You got Nikola Jurzik. I thought he was gonna be a lot higher. Harrison Ingram now in the mix. Yeah, man. So solid mock draft. Still a lot of time, like I said before. Very interesting to see how the things play out, especially as we get through December, we get to January, we start to get closer and closer to March and conference play and then the tournament. It's gonna be exciting. A lot of guys that I like where they at. A lot of disagreements. Hopefully, my goal of just putting some of y'all onto some of these prospects so y'all can get familiar. Hopefully that helps and y'all can start keeping y'all eyes out for some of these guys. Let me know y'all feedback, y'all thoughts. I know a lot of y'all are keeping up with college basketball and the prospects, so definitely want to hear some of y'all feedback as well. As always, I appreciate you guys. This is the Pee Wee the Plug channel. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. If you enjoy this content, I'll see you again. Hit that like button. I'm out. Peace.